Hey everybody, this is Ace Frehley.
When the world hears the roar of a guitar echo through generations, few names carry as much raw power as Ace Frehley's, but a sudden fall that led to a devastating brain injury has snatched that roar away and left the rock world reeling with questions. How exactly did the founding Kiss guitarist die? Ace Frehley, 74, the iconic original lead guitarist of Kiss, passed away in Morristown, New Jersey on October 16, 2025. His death came after a tragic fall in his home studio that triggered a brain bleed. An intracranial hemorrhage that the world didn't immediately understand but now mourns deeply. According to his family and representatives, the accident occurred in late September. Frehley apparently slipped in his Manhattan recording studio, hitting his head. At first, the injury seemed minor. He canceled a show in Lancaster, or California, and mentioned needing rest. But in the days that followed, the seriousness of the situation emerged. The bleed from the trauma caused a rapid decline in his health, and medical complications forced further cancellations, including the remainder of his 2025 tour. Despite immediate care, his condition worsened. He was placed on a ventilator for a period, but on October 16th, he died peacefully, surrounded by family. His death marks a bitter milestone. He is the first founding member of Kiss to die. Friends, bandmates, and fans responded swiftly. In a joint statement, Kiss members Simmons and Paul Stanley described the loss as devastating. They called Ace an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier during some of the most formative foundational chapters of the band and its history, and affirmed that his legacy will remain embedded in the DNA of Kiss. What's particularly heart-wrenching is how fast everything shifted. From a seemingly manageable injury to a fatal bleed in mere days, the tragedy serves as a stark reminder of how fragile life can be, even for legends. Ace Frehley helped define what Kiss would sound and look like in its earliest days. His glammed persona, his signature solos on tracks like Shock Me, and his stage presence under layers of makeup and metallic flair made him unforgettable. He also remained musically active late into his life, working on Origins Volume 4, planning tours, and connecting with fans. The cancellation of his tour dates loomed large. On September 25th, the fall was publicly acknowledged. Initially, the tone was hopeful. Frehley himself said he was fine, only needing to rest. But then on October 6th, more cancellation announcements followed. The developing medical issues were serious, enough to keep him off the stage entirely. Reports suggest that once the internal bleeding was detected, interventions may have been made. But the brain bleed significantly impaired his neurological function, and under ventilator support, his condition became unrecoverable. Even in his final hours, family members provided comfort, prayers, and presence, ensuring that his passing was peaceful. They expressed their devastation but also celebrated his kindness, talent, and the unforgettable life he lived. While Kiss moves forward without one of its founding pillars, the magnitude of Ace Frehley's loss is more than just the end of a life. It's the silencing of a power chord that defined an era. The manner of his death, sudden, accidental, and preventable only by chance, casts a long shadow over what fans believed was just another rock miracle. His passing also raises awareness about the dangers of head trauma, even when the initial symptoms don't seem alarming. Intracranial hemorrhages often worsen over time, especially if medical evaluation is delayed or symptoms are underestimated. While celebrities are not immune, their status can sometimes delay full diagnosis, a sobering lesson for anyone. In remembering Ace Frehley, fans aren't simply recalling his makeup, his solo riffs, or his stage theatrics. They are recalling a life dedicated to reinvention, pushing limits, and living loud, right to his final days. As Simmons and Paul Stanley have already begun to do, the torch will be carried forward. But that guitar tone will never fully fade. And when Kiss fans around the world replay Rock and Roll All Night or watch old concert footage, they will remember that Ace Frehley's last act was not merely his death, but the echo of his music forever written in the air. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Your fall may have taken your body, but your music will never fall silent.